Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. I hope that you all are blessed on this Shabbat day. It is a beautiful Shabbat day. And as I rise and reflect this morning, I just wanted to share something with you briefly that's on my heart, a word of edification that's speaking to me personally. And I felt that in the body of believers, those that are true followers of the one and only Messiah of Israel, Yeshua HaMashiach, a word that is needed to be heard. The world in which we live in is a world that does not like absolutes. Again, the world, the system, the culture in which we live does not like absolutes. We live in a very progressive society. By progressive means moving away from traditional values, moving away from absolutes, things that are set in stone, in the name of progress and sometimes equality, and sometimes you might hear the term even equity. In the name of these things, we are going to relax values. We're going to relax laws. We're going to change laws. And even that concept, that whole idea of changing law for someone that's a follower of Yeshua HaMashiach, believer in the one true God, the God of Israel, the whole concept of changing laws should be should make you hesitate. But what I'm essentially saying, brothers and sisters, when we think about things like, as believers, as followers of Yeshua HaMashiach, we believe that there's expectations set forth in the word of the Most High Yah, expectations on how we're to live in Israel. There's laws, statutes, and commands, things that have been laid out in the word by the Father to his people Israel, and also lived out and carried out through the life, the teachings, and the customs of Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah of Israel. Just think about this. If you were to go up to someone today and tell them that there's a right and a wrong way to do things, how do you think that will be taken in the society in which we live? You would be immediately met with opposition, like, what do you mean there's a right and a wrong? You might believe it's right, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to agree that what you believe is right. See, as followers of the Messiah, we believe that the standard of right and wrong, the way to live, morality, consciousness, the whole gamut that you can think of as it pertains to social interaction, in interaction with the Father in heaven, is laid out in the Word, and there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. Essentially, right and wrong. But that concept is very unpopular in the times in which we live. Now, I wanted to address this also. The idea that there is power to be freed from sin. I believe that there's someone watching this right now that believes that believes there's a way and a path to freedom in their life, that believes that that it's possible, but has no idea how to live in freedom, have no idea how to live in truth and live in power. And I'm here to encourage you, brothers and sisters, that we have to deal with the sin issue in our lives, because it's real. And if you're still watching, you probably are checked in your spirit as well, that there's a problem in my life, and it's called sin. And this problem is a deadly one. It's a fatal problem. It's a problem that leads not only to physical death, but it leads all of us to physical death because of sin, because by sin, death entered the world through the first man, Adam, but it also leads to spiritual death, which is the ultimate death, the second death, which is not having access to eternal life. But let me give you a quick something to go and meditate on, because I was meditating on this earlier this week and it's been in my spirit right now to share with you. In John chapter 5, the Gospel of John chapter 5, there is an account recorded of an interaction between Yeshua the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ the Messiah, and a man who was powerless to help his situation. In John chapter 5, it said this man was impotent, which means he had no power to, he had an ailment for many years, and he was dependent on others to move him when the waters were troubled. The word says that an angel would come down and stir the waters, and the first one into those waters would be healed of whatever ailment it was that they had. And this man was powerless to help his situation. He says he was lying on a bed. And Yeshua came to him and basically asked him, "Wilt you be made whole?" Like, do you have a desire? Do you have a desire to be made whole? And that's where it starts. Do you truly have a desire to release your whatever is causing you not to have power in your life? Are you willing to do you really in your heart, deep within your heart, desire to let it go and give it up? That's a question that we all have to ask ourselves. Then the man's response was, "I do, but I don't have anyone to get me over to the pool, because when the waters are troubled, I can't get over there in time before someone beats me." Go read John chapter 5. It's like in the middle part of John chapter 5. And then Yeshua said, basically, rise and walk. Rise, take up your bed and walk. And the man, it says, immediately rose to his feet upon hearing the command. See, for those of us that don't like commands, Yeshua commanded people. He commanded demons and evil spirits. He commanded people to do things, and they did it. And when they did it, they moved in a power that was unique to them outside of Yeshua's access. When they did it, when they obeyed, they didn't question, they just did it. And so the word says that this man took up his bed, and when people, and the word said this happened on the Shabbat. And I want to deal with this as well. The whole idea of this happening on the Shabbat. So the word says this happened on the Shabbat, and people had problems with it. It said that people had problems with him being healed on the Shabbat. Now think about that. The day when we are commanded to rest, someone who's not in a state of rest is not allowed to rest like the expectation says. So this man was trying to find rest, not only in his body, but also in his soul. A troubled mind, knowing that I desire to be healed, but I can't for whatever reason. I need help. I need assistance. I feel like that's many of us today. We want help. We want we want access to freedom, but we don't know how to do it. We feel powerless and we get discouraged. Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you the same thing that Yeshua told that man. It's available to you, but you have to be willing to obey. Now, I really want to hone in on something else that's recorded. And this is the heart of this quick recording. Not only did he tell the man that he could rise, take up his bed and walk, but then he told him, when he saw him the second time, because after his healing, he went away. He didn't know who he was. The man didn't know who Yeshua was at that time. He just, because of his faith, his desire to be healed, he obeyed what this man told him to do, received his healing. Other people saw it. They got upset. asked him who it was that did it. He said, I don't know. He ran into Yeshua again. And Yeshua said something to this man that I think all of us need to take heed to. And it's where we're going to prepare to close this thought on this Shabbat day. He's told him to go and sin no more. Yeshua told the man, go about your way. You've received your blessing, your expectation through faith and obedience. Faith mixed with obedience, might I add. He said, go and sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon you. Once you've been given access to your freedom, your liberation, physically, spiritually, emotionally, once Yeshua comes in and takes over into your life, go in that state, move in that spirit, in that power. It says, and do not sin anymore. You've been given a command not to sin, because you've not been told and commanded not to sin just for the sake of being told not to sin. You've been told because you have the power to do it. You have the power to do it, not in and of yourself, but the spirit that lives on the inside of true believers, true saints of the Most High. It is within you to walk in faith, walk in obedience. It's within us. It's inside of us. And let me tell you this, the power to sustain that condition, listen to me, the power to sustain that position is found in the blood of the Lamb. The blood of Yeshua will atone and continue to bring you the power that you need. The blood will bring the power that you need. The blood of Yeshua HaMashiach is a weapon. It's a weapon that all too often is not utilized in the lives of the saints. We have to be willing every single day to allow the blood to be our defense, the word to be our protection as we go out into this very evil and wicked world. I started off this recording by saying that we live in a world that does not like the concept of absolutes. We live in a world that does not like the concept of right and wrong. We live in a world in the name of inclusion and in the name of equity that's willing to bend and change even laws and customs and traditions that are maybe to some people offensive. Well, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, walk in the power, walk in the spirit that's been given to us. Sin, deal with the sin in your life, brothers and sisters. Deal with it head on. Deal with it head on. Confess your sin. The word says in James chapter 5, confess your sin one to another. Pray for one another. Pray and intercede for your brothers and sisters. Support one another. Allow yourself to be discipled. Whether it's here in this ministry or somewhere else, find you a Bible-believing, Hebrew functioning body of believers that can encourage you and edify you in your walk. I'll leave you with this. Colossians chapter 1, verse 14 says that redemption, being brought back, being restored, redemption is available, and forgiveness of sin is available through the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. The blood of our Messiah is our weapon. The Spirit is the power that we have access to. Walk in that, brothers and sisters. Believe that with every fiber of your being, and be unique in this world that we live in. Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Be blessed. Just a quick service announcement. 2444 Ready Ministries. If you have any questions, reach out to us. 2444ready@gmail.com. We will be coming back online for live teachings very soon. We'll be putting out some announcements about that very soon. Follow us on Facebook. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video if you like the content. Be blessed.